Hey guys, what's going on? Failed Decay here, bringing another video for you guys today. Today's video, we are going to be doing a classic World of Warcraft Mage Beginner's Guide. I know it's a mouthful, um, but pretty much, guys, it's just going to be some, pretty basic information and things like that while you guys are leveling. If you're leveling a mage, just some tips and things like that to help you guys get started on your way. I am level 36, a little over halfway to 37, so I thought now, being about halfway through the leveling process, be a good time to make a video and just kind of share what I've learned with you guys. So let's get started. Um, Very beginning, right? You make your character. You're in the starting zones. You start leveling. Mages at the beginning are very slow levelers. Just gonna put that out there right now at the start of this video, kind of like a disclaimer. If I could, I'd make the screen flash, right? But 1 to 20 for mages is kind of slow. So if you're looking for some like fast paced, like in your face, just go. Um, Mage is definitely not it. 21 to about 30, it starts to pick up pretty significantly. And then, 31 plus, it's just like go, right? Full throttle. So that is my thoughts on the leveling process. Obviously, I'm only 36, haven't really made it to the higher levels. Kind of just taking my time with it, work and things like that. So, um, again, it's a little slow in the beginning, but I feel like that's most classes in classic. So let's talk about like talents and stuff like that. So the higher level you get, the higher your talents become, right? Start costing more, gold, silver, whatever. Um, Personally, you you don't have to buy every talent, sorry, every spell. You don't have to buy every spell from your trainer. Just pick the important ones like Frostbolt, Fireball. Frost Nova, you just need rank 1 because the snare is the same amount of time across all levels of Frost Nova. The only thing that changes is the damage it does, but you're not really looking for it to do damage. You just want the snare. So all you need is rank 1 on Frost Nova. Just remember that, guys. So yeah, your spells you just want, your major ones, especially at lower levels. Saves you a lot of money. So Fireball, Frostbolt, uh, Fire Blast, pretty helpful. Nice little burst ability. Of course, you need your foods and your waters. Think that's about it, right? Everything else can kind of wait to a little bit of a later date. Another thing that helps speed up the process with mages is Blink. I think you get that at like level 20. I think it's level 20 or 22. And that's when you really start to be able to move, right? You can start blinking across, these huge zones. So that's an important spell to pick up too, and it's only 1 rank. Um, oh, decurse you don't really need. Um, your interrupt is kind of important. I picked it up at level 24. Sheep you get early, you definitely could use that. That's about it though. I think Arcane Explosion. It at the lower levels it helps, but not as much as it does in the at the later levels. So I think that does it for the spells. Um, Definitely when you get higher level and you get your mana gem, that's an important one. That comes at like 32 or 34, I think, or maybe level 30. Um, let's see what else. I think that's it. Mana shield, yeah, mana shield's kind of important at lower levels. Uh, just helps you avoid physical damage. You know, mages are really good at taking shots, so helps a lot. It's gonna do it for the spells, I think. Talents. Let's talk talents. Now, here's what my build looks like right now. I'm level 36, like I said. Um, I don't have Shatter and I don't have Winter's Chill because I'm doing like a modified, I would call it, sort of AoE build. So what I did from level 10 to level 15, right, is 3 in elemental precision. That is the first talent you want to max out as a mage ever. It reduces your resistances that your spells have by 6% on mobs. It helps so much better, especially if you're attacking higher level mobs, and because you're going to be doing a lot of casting lower levels, you don't want them to be resisted, right? Mana pools are already small as it is. So this is definitely the first one you need to max out. So there's 3. I put 2 into improved frostbolt to get me down to the next tier, which I then put 3 in permafrost first, and then 2 in improved frost nova. Um, it's just, it increases that slow just a little bit more, just helps. Next I did cold snap was the first thing I got at level 20. This is your level 20 talent. This is what you want to get every time first. Then I put 2 points into blizzard, and then I came back up here and I put 2 points into improved frostbolt. I was 4 or 5 here. Um, the next tier is a lot of backtracking, right? So I put 2 into here, which is Arctic Reach, which is very important. Increases the distance of your frostbolt and your blizzard, the radius of your frost nova and cone and cold. Helps a lot. Then I put 3 into piercing ice, which increases your frost damage done at level, I think it's 30. I got ice block. This was my level 30. This was the big one. I like this one a lot. And then I got this one. I put 3 into improved cone of cold, which gave me 4 points on this tier right here. Came up here, put 1 to max out improved frostbolt. I'm skipping winter's chill, and I'm putting 5 into ice shards, which increases the crit strike damage of frost abilities. So once this is maxed out at level 40, I will get my ice barrier and we will be ready to rock and roll. So that is how I did my talents. If you guys want to follow suit, if you want to do something a little different, that's just what I thought was best to work my way down the tree to get the important stuff and then work my way back up for the stuff that could be held off later. Okay, so we talked about mages being slow, right? From 1 to 20. And they are. You have to cast a lot of fireball, frostbolt, things like that. Like I said, it takes time. But the fun part is eventually it pays off. Now, before I get into this next subject, one thing I do want to talk about is gear. Let's talk about gear. My gear right now, as you can see, I have of the Eagle. Of the Eagle, I have a lot of the Eagle, which is Intel and Stamina right now at level 36. The first 20 levels, what I did was stack Spirit. I stacked a lot of Spirit for the increased health and mana regen. It helps a lot. Way less downtime because you're not leveling if you're sitting and drinking, right? So it just makes it a little bit faster, a little less downtime. So from 1 to 20, I would recommend stacking a lot of Spirit. Stam Spirit, Intel Spirit, gear like that is what I would recommend. Now, level 20 and up, especially if you're going to do AoE grinding. What you need to do is get a lot of stamina intel gear, which is of the Eagle. Because if you look, I have stam intel, stam intel, stam intel. I have acidic walkers, which is from Nomergon. It has spirit on it, but it has 8 intel. It also has 5 plus 5 damage, right? Which is kind of nice to have. My rings are kind of gross. I need better rings. But for the time being, it gives me 4 stam, 4 stam, 4 intel, and 4 spirit off of Seal of Rin. And then the lavishly jeweled ring gives me 6 intel. So just stacking on that mana pool just a little bit. My wand is just a wand, and then I have the icicle rod, which increases my frost damage by 10, and it gives me 4 intel. I'm pretty sure I could get an enchant on here, which gives me like 3 more intel or something like that. But I'm not trying to I'm not trying to min max that bad, right? I'm leveling. Um, Again, stam intel that has a little spirit on it. Stam intel, stam intel, stam intel, stam spirit, and then again stam intel. So once you start AoE grinding, which we'll get into in a second, you want stam and intel gear. Stam intel overrides spirit hands down. Um, Even like plus damage gear, it overrides because you need more health, you need more mana because you're going to be pulling, a lot of mobs at one point. And as we all know in Classic, pulling more than like one mob can mean death. So if you're pulling 5 or 6, you need a lot of health to take those hits. You need a lot of mana to be able to AoE them down. So that's real quick. Just a gear topic, just real quick. Wanted to get it out there, talk about it real quick before we jump into AoE grinding. So let's get it there. AoE grinding, very important as a mage. They are very good at it. Um, it's what makes mages so good at leveling and what helps them catch up from that 1 to 20 snooze fest because you can level so fast. So AoE grinding is when you go to a very dense, very mob dense area. You get 5, 6 mobs. That's a comfortable spot. Probably 5, 6, maybe 4 or 5, right? You gather them all up using, you put mana shield on, you run, you gather them all up, frost nova them, start blizzarding. Blizzard, they get the slow. When they get close to you, you cone of cold, and then you just kind of kite around with arcane explosion. They get close to you. Hopefully, your frost nova is off cooldown. If not, cold snap, and then frost nova. Also, when you're first pulling them and you go to frost nova, if they don't all get caught and one resists, because there's always one stubborn one that doesn't want to get snared, frozen. So sometimes you'll have to cold snap and frost nova again just to be safe. So it's a little quick thing on AoE grinding. It's very important to mages in the mid to late levels. It's how you burn through a lot of XP. It does take some practice, and once you are successful at it, it is very quick and it's very effective. But you have to practice. Practice makes perfect. And when you're AoE pulling, do a pull, you kill them all, good job, drink, and eat after every pull. You have to have full health and mana before you do a pull. If you get low on mana, you can mana gem, evocate, get low on health, first aid. But it's very important to be at max health and mana when you're AoE pulling. Okay, so we've talked about stats, right? We've talked about AoE pulling, talked about the slow pace at the beginning, we've talked about talents and spells. We're getting close to the end, guys. So, one thing I do want to say that's very important is downrank of spells. You want to have a rank 1 Frostbolt, rank 1 Fireball, and a rank 1 Fire Blast bound somewhere on your keyboard. I know you're gonna have to figure it out somewhere. You just have to have it. It's important. Rank 1 Frostbolt, it's a quick cast time, and it's a very effective way to get a quick snare on the target that's coming after you. Rank 1 Fireball is a good way to catch a rogue before they can stealth, right? And then Fire Blast is a rank 1 Fire Blast is used for like, you know, headshotting like totems, right? You could wand it too, but sometimes you just don't have time for the wand to you don't have sometimes you just don't have enough time for the wand to flick. You want to hit it with the rank 1 Fire Blast. Now, I know it's a dangerous world out there. There's Horde and Alliance on each side fighting over territory and things like that. And with more and more people getting higher level or max level, it's getting more dangerous out there. So just quick tips. Other important spells I forgot to talk about earlier, so I'm gonna talk about them now. Frost Ward, Fire Ward, very important. They absorb fire or frost damage to a certain extent. Really good to have against casters, caster mobs, caster players, things like that. Let's see. Professions. Let's talk about professions. Right now, I'm rolling with skinning and tailoring. That's what I'm rolling with. I got tailoring and I got skinning. Skinning is more of my money maker, right? Skin the stuff, sell the leathers. It helps a lot. Got to do a little bit of grinding before I can get my mount. So there's that, of course. Tailoring. Why did I pick tailoring? Well, phase one, the best in slot chest is the robes you can make as a tailor. So what my plan is I'm going to make the robes and then drop tailoring and skinning. And I'm going to pick up engineering and maybe mining or engineering and something else, right? Engineering is a huge deal late game, bombs, trinkets, things like that. Especially if you want a PvP, very important to have engineering. So that is about it for professions. Now, you can pick whatever profession you want. If you want to min max stuff, then go engineering at max level. But if you want to, if you're part of a guild, you want to help your guild stay tailor or, enchanter, alchemist, things like that. If it's gonna help your guild or help other people, definitely stick with that. Don't be greedy and pick a profession just for yourself. So, I think we're about done, guys. Talked about talents, we talked about spells, we've talked about grinding, AoE stuff. Um, yeah, I just wanted to make a quick little like update video for week 2. Getting halfway through week 2, closer to week 3. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the game as much as I am. I'm definitely having a blast. Just want to do this real quick, update video and kind of a guide for you guys to get some quick information. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, throw it down in the comment section below. Um, Definitely like the video, guys. And while you're there, slap the sub button, hit the bell. That way you get the notifications on when I upload new videos. Because I promise, guys, I know I've said it before, but a lot of videos are going to be coming, especially for classic content. And it means a lot. And it says a lot when you guys hit that sub button and support me. So make sure you check out the Twitter. It should be somewhere on the page. Make sure you check out Twitter. Hit that follow on Twitter. I try to post stuff, you know, pretty constantly about WoW stuff, right? So, or when I'm putting up a new video. So I think I've rambled on long enough, guys. So appreciate the love, guys. I'll catch you all later. Much love. Peace.